Okay, this is the Accord build. I'm going to give a brief overview of the equipment and kind of show what's going on as of right now. Right now I'm on the stock alternator down here, and eventually I'm going to remove this power steering pump and put another alternator in and modify this bracket here so that I can fit another stock alternator in a stock location. Right now I have a 0 gauge New Concepts wire with a 300 amp fuse. I have New Concepts triple 1/0 compression battery post toppers. Ground wire, factory wiring here and here. I have a ground lead routed to the rear battery location. I have a hot lead here with another 300 amp fuse and holder, and I have a 500 amp relay here. Back here I have a temporary setup. You can see where the wire is coming in for the ground and the hot lead. I also have another 300 amp fuse here. Right now I'm using an excess power D3400. I have plenty of room to turn this battery perpendicular and put, I don't know, about 5 or 6 more batteries in here, I would hope. And I'll probably get rid of these 4 by 1/0 battery toppers and put in some copper bus bars. Down here I have dual fuse holders with 120 amp fuses. These amps do not have onboard fusing, so I'm using external fusing. These are Crossfire VR1000D amplifiers. They are rated to draw about 120 amps a piece. Right now I have in here a Kicker Impulse 130x2 amplifier. Unfortunately, after using it about 5 days, I think the power supply is shorted out on me because it popped both 25 amp fuses. Right now I'm running my component set off of the head unit power, and I will be replacing this amplifier with a PPI built Hooper's 50x2 amplifier from the mid 1980s. Again, this board is just temporary, something to kind of get it going. I even have some just pieces of wood that I broke to get the battery to hold into place for right now. For right now, you can see that this middle amplifier is not even hooked up. Yes, it's powered up, but it's not running anything. Right now I have the subwoofers wired to 0.88 on this one amplifier here. The subwoofer wiring is kind of messy right now, and this build is not finished at all. But here I have two 20 contact strip terminals, and because I wired it up, I know how it's all laid out here. Each sub voice coil is wired externally, and I have it wired in series. Each sub is dual 4 ohm wired in series to 8 ohm. Then all 9 8 ohm loads are wired in parallel for a 0.88 load. I can rewire it here externally if needed. I want to try these amps strapped at 0.88 or 0.9 just to see if they can handle it, but first I want to do some testing and kind of get an impedance curve across the bandwidth to see if these amplifiers can handle it before I even attempt it. I've been running this one amplifier on the subs now for about a week. It shut off one time after about 3.5 hours of straight play driving from Louisiana to Mississippi yesterday. I'm going to do a little bit of testing here just to kind of get an idea of where I'm at. This will not be in-depth testing, it will be pretty raw. Okay, here I have my SPL Labs Bluetooth wireless meter. I have used this meter for a few years now. At almost every competition I've gone to, it's been within half a decibel of being dead accurate with the term lab. I'm going to install this meter dash legal just for initial testing to kind of get an idea of where I'm at. Okay, I have my laptop sitting out here on the ground because I'm going to be in the vehicle with the meter. You can see I have the window up. This window is also up. Doors are shut. I have the meter on the dash in close to a dash legal position. I'm going to do a sweep from, I think it's 200 hertz down to 20. I'm just going to turn it up a little bit. I don't have any kind of gains or crossover set very well right now. This is, again, just a very rough setup. The wall is not even sealed off yet. Air can completely get back to the trunk. Right now I'm doing some fiberglass work on the A pillars, and they're one piece with the B pillars. So right now it's kind of open. I did a little bit of trim, and it's messy right now. I haven't completed it at all. Here's kind of into the port, which is right behind my head. I'm going to scoot up just a little bit to give a little breathing room for that port. And I'm just going to rev it up a little bit to get the RPMs up a little bit. I don't even have a voltmeter installed yet, so I have no clue how the voltage is dropping, but because I don't have any kind of headlight dimming whatsoever, I'm assuming it's not very much. But I guess I better start the meter so I can do this. In that case, I'm just going to go ahead and move the computer over to this side of the car so that I can have as much time as I need. Okay. So I'm peak hold and give myself about 60 seconds. Make sure it's okay, it's reading. I'm going to go ahead and start. Make sure nothing goes wrong. Okay. Dash legal, sealed, and I'm kind of worried about that sweep. I saw this happen on my buddy's sweep disc, but that was actually the Usaki sweep disc, and I've seen it where it does this sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. This was not Outlaw. Again, this is wired to about 1 ohm, so I'm probably clamping less than 500 watts. But we're going to find out here in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of this to put into the video because I'm pretty sure it's not showing up that great on camera. I did a 147.28 dash legal at 39 hertz. And it looks like it did finish playing out, and the lower end of the bandwidth appears to be down around the 30 hertz range, which is okay. I didn't really realize it was doing about that number. It's kind of hard to tell.